Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another Every Copy Counts webinar. My name is Anna Marie Descar and I'm your host today. As always, we're going to be talking to an incredible guest and interacting with you today. But thank you all for tuning in. If you're watching from YouTube, please go ahead, leave us a comment in the live stream, in the chat, and just let us know how you are spending your afternoon. Like I said, I'm Anna Marie, I'm your host. I'm a radio and TV presenter. And I'm currently on No Signal doing the New Music Friday show every Fridays where I play new music and talk to incredible artists. So if this is your first time joining us, a little bit about us. Every Copy Counts is a new campaign to help schools get the most out of the school's printed music license, which makes sure that composers and songwriters get paid fairly for the music that is being used in schools. So it's a very cool initiative where you can print out sheet music and make sure that the people on the other end are getting paid fairly. So to say a big thank you to schools who are sharing this information about the music that they are using. This webinar series will bring these composers and songwriters and musicians and creative practitioners directly into your school through these webinars. And so we hope that you enjoy getting creative with us. We have had two amazing guests so far, and today's guest is going to be even more. We'll get into her in just a little bit. She's got some demonstrations for us, which I'm really looking forward to watching. Like I said, leave any comments you have in the chat. We want to hear from you. We really, really want to hear from you and see that you are engaged with us and that you are loving the webinars as much as we love putting them on. So I'm going to hand over to our workshop leader today. She goes by the name of Stephani B, and she is a drummer, a musician who found her love for music back when she was just 12 years old. She spent her teen years drumming in a girl band, drumming and supporting. She supported the likes of Little Mix and Pixie Lott, and now she's merged all of her talents together and become a frontline act, which is super incredible to see. And during the pandemic, Stephani had to find new ways to reach her audience. And in the last year, her online following has grown by 60,000 people. And on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. I'm really, really looking forward to the workshop today. She's an incredible drummer, and I'm just going to leave it with her. Introducing Stephani B.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I just want to say a quick thank you to obviously Every Copy Counts for having me for this session today. It's a privilege to be part of it, to be honest. I really am into what the campaign tries to achieve. Just a little summary and a little bit about me before I get into too much detail. I'm basically a DJ drummer. I'm from Manchester. I'm a songwriter and a producer as well. I do a lot of live shows. I write my own music. I produce my own music. And I also post videos of myself on social media, which has, like Anne-Marie just mentioned, it has taken off for me in the past year or so, which I'll just continue to explain now. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about obviously how I picked up music as a hobby during my school life and how now it's turned into more of a promising career path. And obviously since the last year, I've actually become a bit of a social media influencer online from the likes of like Instagram and TikTok. Just a little bit of background about how I started learning an instrument and started getting into music. It started in my school years. So from primary school, I picked up the piano, the guitar. I had a few like lessons in schools, but more like just within my music classes. I then went on to learning the drums, as of course, drums are the best instrument in my eyes to play. So I've always wanted to pick it up. So I decided that is something that I definitely wanted to look at. I've joined a lot of after school clubs. So this might happen a bit more during high school days. I joined a lot of after school clubs, and one that I went to was like a rock school kind of camp. And it was on one night a week after school. And it was a case of there's a lot of people that wanted to join bands, but no one actually had a band that they were in. So we all got put into kind of like groups of 4 or 5. And I was in a group at the time. I remember there was 5 of us and everyone wanted to play the guitar. I think it was the easiest instrument to pick up at that time. And no one wanted to go on the drums. So I thought, why not? I'll try something new. So I thought I'd pick up the drums there. It's something in the back of my mind I always wanted to try anyway. So I started drumming along in bands. I wasn't very good at the drums, if I'm being honest now. I did struggle quite a bit just to play basic beats and things like that. But I got there in the end. And after I'd started playing with more bands and just being with other people in my school and playing with them, I did have a bit of a natural rhythm. So I continued with it anyway. And I went on to having drum lessons in school, and I had drum lessons from the age of like 12 to all up until I left school, so year 11 when I was 16, and I had lessons within the school. Obviously, if the school you're at now doesn't have music lessons, that's fine. There's a lot of private lessons that you can get hold of nowadays, and obviously since lockdown, there's a lot of online lessons. A lot of teachers have gone online rather than doing it in person now anyway. Obviously, if you don't have a drum kit either and you want to pick up the drums, but you do have my permission to use your pots and pans in your kitchen. I think that's how I kind of started messing around a little bit. And obviously the best source of learning something new is always going to be YouTube nowadays. So you can always just look on YouTube yourself. I mean, even though I had lessons, I still learned quite a bit from my YouTube days. But yeah, so obviously with me picking up a lot of drumming and different extracurricular activities in school, I also joined a lot of bands within school. So I was part of like the brass band at school. I had a jazz band, a rock band, and just joined in with anything that I could. And that's all the advice that I can give. Just try and get involved in anything that you can. So anyway, I think it's time that I do show you a bit more into what I'm into. And I'm going to show you a series of some videos now that I've put together of basically my best bits, but basically sums up what I'm all about. So if you want to play that first video, here we go.
A moment of love, a dream, a laugh, a kiss, a cry, our rights, our wrongs. A moment of love, a dream, a laugh, 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 a moment, a moment, a moment, a moment, a moment. To stay there.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that tells you guys a little bit more about what I'm doing and what I'm about. You probably saw some facts popping up on your screen there. I've just popped them on my screen too, so you can see. I'm not too sure which way is your left and right, but as you can see there on the black screenshot, that's Instagram, and on the white is my TikTok. So I've just, this was from a couple of days ago that I've just added into here, so you can actually see my accounts. So yeah, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about obviously each one. I'm hoping that most of you are aware of TikTok and Instagram. As you know, during the pandemic in 2020, obviously it was a difficult time for a lot of people. But obviously for someone like me who makes a living, makes money from performing, writing, and obviously doing live shows in clubs and venues, that got stripped away from me. So I'd be lying if I say I didn't lose a little bit of motivation with my music career. And there were points where I thought, is this really going to take off? Is this going to go anywhere? I was having doubts whether there was much where I wanted to go with my music and the music that I created. But luckily, I had a few months out and I thought, right, I'm still going to continue with this because I love doing it. And let's focus on pushing myself out there with the only way that I could during the pandemic, which was social media. And as a lot of you guys know, it's absolutely massive, social media at the minute, and it can make a difference to your lives, like posting more things, and if they go off and they get viral, then obviously it gives you a lot more opportunities. So I'm just going to start with Instagram. I'm just going to look at Instagram first. So I think during 2020, so we'll go back 2 years, that those followers there that I had, I think it was on 2,500 at the start of 2020. And with what Anne-Marie said in the intro, it's just reminded me now with the 60,000, obviously that was the case for the first year, but I've just realized it has grown quite a bit more since that point. Probably need to update things online a little bit more. But yeah, so with Instagram, I started with about 2,500 followers back in 2020. I read up on Instagram that they were releasing this new kind of feature. I'm hoping you guys are aware of this. It was the Instagram Reels. So it's a little bit like TikTok's For You page. You know, you go through it and you see loads of videos that are tailored to what you like to hear and listen to. At the time, there was not many people using these Instagram Reels during lockdown. So there's something like 1 billion users on Instagram. And that is a lot of accounts. So if you think about 1 billion people and only a small amount of those people actually using the Instagram Reels, that in hindsight gives you a better chance to be seen if there's not as many people, concentration of people using it. So I thought, right, this is a good opportunity for me. So I started posting onto Reels, just drumming videos, about 30 seconds long, some longer and shorter than others. Started posting on there, and I think my first couple of videos got a couple of hundred maybe, but I did notice that people were liking it who didn't follow me. So I was like, oh, they're being seen by different people here. So I'll carry on doing it, stuck with it, carried on posting. And I think it was a few videos back where the first one hit 250,000 views. And obviously that was quite remarkable considering the followers that I had. But obviously in turn, my followers started to grow then. And I thought, right, I'm onto something. So I carried on posting videos every single week. 2 years on, I'm still posting videos every week, keeping it going. And some get loads of views, some don't. And that's absolutely fine. I do love doing it. And that's just how I kind of built up my account. It did tend to be that the shorter videos tend to do better. I don't know if there's anything behind that. I think it's maybe to do with your watch time, how many people might be watching it. So Instagram push it a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not too sure if that's the case now. But yeah, posting short videos always tends to do well on social media platforms like this. So anything's worth a shot. So just moving on to TikTok, very similar in ways. Obviously the For You page is very similar to the Instagram Reels page. Obviously on TikTok's one of the biggest social media platforms right now in under 18s. So people your age, children in schools, everyone loves TikTok. It was actually the last social media platform that I actually joined. I originally thought, I didn't know much about TikTok. And I thought it was maybe more for kids, more younger people, and it was more for funny videos. And I thought, I'm not that funny, so I can't go on to TikTok. But then I kind of realized maybe it's not. And I had young cousins, and my cousins were like, Steph, just get on TikTok. You should be getting on TikTok. It's a great hype. Everyone's on it. Everyone loves it. So why not get your videos on there if they're doing well on Instagram? So I thought, right, okay, I'll get on TikTok. So I started posting regular videos of myself on TikTok, and there was points where I was getting no views whatsoever, which isn't an issue. I mean, my family love watching it anyway, so it wasn't a problem for me. But yeah, it took a while, TikTok, and I can't remember. I think it was a lockdown video which I did. That actually did really well at the time. But then once you got through the algorithm a little bit and you got a video that got a lot of views, it tended to happen then quite on a bit of a domino effect. It kept happening a little bit on a few more of my videos. They don't all go that way, but yeah, and it tended to be these shorter videos as well that tended to do well. A good way to get spotted on TikTok is obviously it does have the discover. It has a discover page within the app. So that tells you what songs are trending, what songs are doing well. So obviously, if you start posting those videos and using songs that are really, really popular right now, you've obviously got a better chance of being seen. If anything's trending, like filters, like weird face filters on TikTok and things that they want to promote, and you use that, that will help you be seen as well, because TikTok want you to promote what they want to promote to the world. So the more you use things like that, the more chance you've got at being seen. So I started like that. I thought, right, what's trending? I'm just going to use this video and just drum along to it. And some did really well. And then obviously now I've obviously got over 250,000 followers on there. I don't really need to think about it too much now, because people are more feeding my followers, so what they want to see of me. But short videos do tend to do better, like I mentioned previously. And as you can see here, if you look on my TikTok screenshot of me in the black t-shirt, you can see that one's on 4.2 million. I actually think that's about 4.5 million now in the last couple of days. And then the one next to it is 1.5 mil. Both brilliant. And to me, that's both going viral. But obviously the one next to it's on 27,000. I don't really know why that happens. It tends to be about 10% of my videos that I post go quite viral, and all the others just tend to stay around the thousands mark, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that one is the shortest video. The one that's sat on 4.2 million is the one that has been, obviously, I think it's about 8 seconds long, so it does seem to do better. So nice short videos do tend to work quite well. People ask me how I film my videos. I know you saw a few clippets on the screen when I did my little my best bits video before. People say to me, Steph, there's loads of money being put behind your videos. You must have loads of money. You're spending loads on different videos. And honestly, all it is my phone. I use an iPhone 11. Whatever phone you've got, doesn't matter. I literally use my phone. I have a cool light, so sometimes I get a bit of a ring light. Don't know if you've heard of them. It just brightens up your screen just a little bit. But that's, you don't even need to do that to make a video. That's just something that you could do if you wanted to make your videos a little bit more standouty. That's all I do. And then I've got my 18-year-old brother who stands there, and he's pulled a short straw, who stands there just videoing all my videos, trying to get different angles to make it a little bit more interesting for online. So that is literally all it is to post my videos. So there's no editing really, other than putting the music together, but that's getting into something a little bit later down the line. But actually filming the video is just one take, record, stop, and done. That's it. And a good set of lighting. That's all that there is with it. So anyone can do it. Whatever passion you've got, whether it's music or not, you can just make cool videos. So keep them short and sweet, and just see what works for you, and just see what creations you can make. Okay, just moving away from obviously Instagram and TikTok. These are where I'm most successful at the minute. I'm trying to build up like my YouTube. So I've currently started putting videos onto YouTube and doing kind of like a different kind of style of video. So I've tried to include me singing more. So instead of just posting a track that's me doing a video to a track that's already out there, and just drumming along, sometimes what I do is I take the vocals from the original track and I basically recreate the song. So I get rid of all the music, and just make basically a brand new song. I sometimes do a mashup. If you don't know what a mashup is, it's say 2 or 3 songs, mainly just 2, and you mix them up. So different vocals, and you mix 2 songs up together and make one song. So I've been doing that quite a bit, just trying it out as something a little bit different. I think they seem to be going down okay. And then sometimes I try and add my vocal a little bit in there as well to make it even more different. So I just want to show you a little bit, a bit of an example of what I mean. So it would just want to post, if you just want to play this next video from a YouTube page. And yeah, hope you enjoy it.
Think There must be a higher love. There must be a higher love. Down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. The look inside your head and I'll look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk the line and try to see, falling behind what could be.
Yeah, so as you can see, obviously I've kind of reinvented that song. That was from Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. If you're unsure about which song that was, it was the Gorilla advert. I think it was Cadbury's of the Gorilla on the drums on that one, and it's with Whitney Houston's vocals and Kygo of Higher Love. So I've kind of just took their vocals and made a new song out of it and added mine in. So yeah, that's what I'm trying out a few little things and bits and pieces on YouTube like that now. Okay, so something that you're probably not thinking about right now, but I will just mention it briefly. Obviously, if you are successful on social media in the future, obviously it is possible now. I know that when I was in school, it was never really spoke about, but it certainly, you can make a living from social media nowadays. It's quite hard to, and that's why I have other avenues as well. I obviously write and produce as well, but it is possible to do well on social media and make a living out of it. There's people doing that, but if you do get chance to do really well and you're successful on social media, it does open up to a lot of work opportunities. So, like for example, I sometimes get paid to promote brands online on my social media channels. It might be a case of like, I'll be using products and they'll pay me to do that, or I'll be helping promote their song or just anything like that. So I can get paid to do things like that. I also get invited to different events such as the EE phone company event. You might know EE, it might be your phone provider. I've done events with them in Manchester, which I've just basically filmed a night for them and posted it onto my social channels. I most recently attended the Brit Awards as well. So yeah, there's loads of things that can come from social media if you are successful on it. So yeah, just wanted to make you all aware of that. Okay, so just a little bit away from social media. I'm just going to talk about obviously my end goal and what I actually want to be doing. So even though I'm on social media and I'm doing well on social media and it's pretty cool to have so many followers and things like that, it isn't something. My main goal is obviously to release my own music and to put it onto Spotify for people to buy and hear. That's what I want to do, and that's what I will be doing this year. I have had some songs out before, but they're not really worth looking at. Obviously I've improved quite a bit now, and I was a lot younger then. So this year I am getting more music out and getting them all ready. I'm in the studio a hell of a lot more. So that is what I'm doing right now. So when you hear a song on the radio, you probably just hear the vocals mainly. You don't really think about the musicality behind it. And everyone sings along to the vocal. But what really makes that song so good is obviously the musicality behind it and how the instruments fit in together. So maybe when you're listening to a song, I don't know, in the car on the way home, maybe it's just don't listen to the vocals just for a little bit, and just try and think about the different instruments that you might be able to hear that are going on in the different songs, okay, that you're listening to. I'm just going to show you a little bit of an example of what I mean with that and how to maybe build up a song a little bit. So I'm just going to bring up GarageBand. I'm hoping a few of you might be aware of GarageBand. Hopefully this is on my screen now. Okay, I've just opened up a little bit of a project that I've already had ready for you guys today. I've already recorded a little bit of a Liverpool bass there for you. And yeah, I'm just going to show how very quickly, very briefly, I'm just conscious of time, on how to build up a track. Okay, so basically when you open GarageBand is something that you might already know of in your school. It tends to be the music software that all schools use. If you are unaware of it, that's fine. You'll probably be more aware of it once you get to high school and things like that. But this tends to be what everyone seems to use. Okay, so we've got our Liverpool bass there. So if we want to just build up a track, this is and when you click on GarageBand, this is probably the screen that you will see straight away. So we'll see this screen, and as you can see, you've got software, instrument, drummer, etc, etc. Okay, so if we click on software instrument, it brings up a new track, and we've got a nice little piano there. I'm going to change this instrument to a synth just because I fancy it. So if you follow my cursor here, we've got a synthesizer. I'm going to click on lead, and let's go for a bright punchy synth. Okay, if you don't have a keyboard to play, don't worry, because GarageBand is brilliant and it actually has a built-in keyboard. So if you click on this here, there we go, a nice little sound. And I'm just going to record. So we record by clicking this red button here, where record, or you can press the letter R, okay, which makes you record, okay. And then you've got a click here. So if I just play, you might be able to hear a click. Okay, so this click just keeps you in time. You can make that click go faster or slower by moving this number up or down here. I'm just going to keep it on 127 because that's the tempo of my project. Okay, so I'm just going to start pressing record. I'm going to use the letter R on the keyboard, and it's going to give me 4 clicks, and then I'm going to be able to record my song. Let's hope I don't mess this up, but no worries if I do, we can adjust it afterwards. Okay, let's just press record. Here we go. Brilliant. Luckily, we didn't make any mistakes there. That is good. Okay, so this is what we've got so far now. Let's give this play. Okay, there we go. We get the idea. And then obviously we can keep layering instruments on. We can even add a drummer, but don't worry if you don't play drums. We can click on the drummer there. And if I press create, it automatically plays along to what you've already had on there. Okay. So what we can do is here we can pick a different drummer, pick Kyle, hard rock, Mats, or whatever here. And yeah, we'll stick with Kyle today. Okay, so here we go again. Let's just play this all together now. You can see how we're building up a song. Okie doke. Okay, so that is basically it in really simple terms. Okay, we can also just click on this little yellow bar here at the top. You can draw it across, look like this, and that just then when you play the song, it just automatically repeats. Okay, comes back and forth like that. Okay, you can obviously change these instruments to whatever you might like. So if I wanted to change it to a different sound, so we've got right now this, we might want to change it. Let's see what this sounds like. We've got a classic techno tune. Here we go. There we go. So you can change it to whatever you want. I actually do prefer that bright punchy synth there. Okay, and then we can change the drummer and things like that. So that's basically how we build up a song in really basic terms. Okay, so you can keep building more. We can keep adding more instruments just like this. We can go to software instrument, and it just keeps building them all up. If you can see here, all up at the bottom there, and you can layer a song with loads of different instruments. You can add your vocals in. Obviously that requires a microphone to record. Obviously I'm not going to bore you with my singing and making a full song of this today because we'll be here all day. And obviously we can make a song longer as well. So yeah, this is just the basics. How I started out with GarageBand. I took opportunities in school just to write music and do things like that. So yeah, so this is just basic ways that you can start building up a song. If you do make any mistakes, so let's just say I made a mistake here and I played this note and it didn't sound really right. You can just click on each of these notes just by double clicking on wherever you want to change. Okay, so I might want to move this back to where it was and we can do things like that. If things are out of time, we can highlight all this up, click on notes, and we can click this quantize here, which just means putting everything into time. So it doesn't matter if you're not very good at playing in time. You can just double click on this and it goes on the region, and then you can set it to 1/16th note, which tends to be what we do. Okay. And that keeps everything into time. If you want to turn the click off once you've started, obviously you've got your song ready, you can just click on this little here and it'll go grey. There you go. And you've not got the click, the annoying little click behind it. Okay, so that's the basics of understanding how to build up a track. I hope this makes a sense to a lot of you. I know I've just rushed through that a little bit, but hopefully you've gained something from that. I'm just going to fast forward to like now and show you how a song like that starts. So this is the starting point for songs and how it can be developed into a proper song, basically a full song with vocals. So this is an actual song of mine that I've now made a lot better than this. So I'm just going to show you, give you a short clip of a demo that I've done, and you can have a little listen to how a song actually does finish. Okay, so I hope you like this one. I'm hoping to get this track out this year. So here we go. Just play it for you.
You got my love, you got the key. Won't let anyone take it from me. You have my heart, so let's be free and live our lives just you and me. You got my love, you got the key. Won't let anyone take it from me. You have my heart, so let's be free and live our lives just you and me. Just you and me. Just you and me. Let's live
Okay, so I hope you like that one. Like I said, I'm going to try and get this out this year, as well as a few other releases that I've got planned. So obviously that just gives you a little bit of an insight into, you start on GarageBand, you start slowly building up a song, because that's all I did, and then eventually you can make a full song like that. Okay, so you've just got to take what you can in school right now. I didn't have a computer at home when I first started with music. I used to utilize what was in my school, just to try and learn how to build tracks up and things, because I understand it can be quite tricky to start off with. So yeah, just take every opportunity you can to try and just try different things and see if you can maybe try and write some songs, and maybe try and put some melodies and sing over it as well. As obviously I'm a songwriter as well, but that's a topic maybe for another day. Okay, so I just want to pop my handles just on the screen now. Obviously I'm always open to any questions. If any of you guys do want to ask me anything off this webinar, it is up to you guys, and if you wanted to follow my musical journey along the way, feel free to give me a follow too. But yeah, I'll always be open to answer any questions. Hopefully I do get quite a few messages in, but yeah, I'm always, if I see any of them, I'll obviously always give advice or reply to whatever you're asking. Okay, I'm just gonna slowly just wrap this up now, but yeah, so thank you so much for listening to my webinar today. I hope you guys have taken something from this, and you've maybe took on something, you've learned something new today. So if it's my advice, just follow your dreams and keep going with whatever it is, because anything is possible nowadays. Obviously we've got social media now at hand, so just go with whatever you want to do with a little bit of hard work. I'm gonna just hand back to Anne-Marie now. But yeah, I just want to say a thank you again to every Copy Counts for having me. And yeah, I'm now open to answer any questions that you may want to ask me.
Great. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for that. I really love your story, super inspiring, and I just love that you're a go-getter and you do what needs to be done to make things happen for yourself. For first question, when did you know that putting yourself on social media was like the right move for you to do, like the next thing for you to do in your career?
Well, like I mentioned, obviously with lockdown, I didn't have any other source. I was a bit stuck, to be honest. I've been doing music, so I'm 25 now, and I started music probably when I was like 10, 11. So it has like been quite a hard graft. And when I got to say 23 during the start of lockdown, I'd been trying a long time just to try and get that break and to try and just be seen. So social media was something that everyone wants to have a lot of followers, I guess. And I found that social media now was my time. I had a full-time job at the time, so I couldn't dedicate enough time to what I'm doing now. So obviously I had to give that up, and I decided lockdown, it kind of sorted my head out a little bit. And I thought, right, social media, if I can get onto something here, maybe I can ride off the back of my socials to achieve the bigger picture, which is releasing my music. So I'm hoping, well, I'm still in the moment of it now. Right now, like, I'm not where I want to be completely, because obviously I want my music out there, but I'm on my way there, and it's the first time where I've seen some light at the end of the tunnel with it, and it has been social media to thank.
That's great. That's so amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing your name in the charts. And
pressure.
Do you have any inspirations? Like who are some musicians or composers that you like?
Yeah, currently I'm quite into a lot of my dance music, my house music, so like my club music kind of thing. So I'm quite into Becky Hill. She's all over. She's dominating the radio at the minute. Yeah, she's brilliant. Quite like Jax Jones. I think he's got a cool, unique style as well. But actually, like songwriting influences, I think Stevie Wonder's brilliant.
Wow.
Earlier on in my music career, I was thinking more like Taylor Swift, just with how she tells her stories. But obviously, that's obviously grown into more DJs now, and people like Camel Fat I'm quite into. So a lot of DJs from the dance music industry, tend to more stem towards now. But yeah, loads of different artists at the minute.
Great. What would you say that your favorite part about creating music is?
I would say so. A little bit like I've just mentioned. I've just explained in the webinar. Then with me creating a garage band track. So seeing a song, you sat here at your laptop and you start building up a song, and you never know how it's going to turn out until you've got the full song written. And it's that process of, even then, when I was just explaining how I built that song, I don't know if any of you guys could hear certain things from that garage band session to the finished track there. But the similarities in there, and I know it was a very brief version, but you get the idea. And it's me sat at the computer, basically. I remember sat there going, what note goes next? What note should I put in next? And then seeing it actually finished, it's the buzz of that. So it's the buzz of creating something, the enjoyment of creating something, and then later down the line, seeing it finish and sitting back going, those 60 hours was worth it, kind of thing. So it's just the enjoyment of seeing where the creation has ended up. And obviously I get a buzz out of social media posting it. I've got an audience there as well, obviously, which I'd be lying if I said it isn't good to have like a bit of an audience there that are waiting for your music and things. So yeah, it's the buzz that I feel with creating it, and then my family loving what I'm doing as well, and always like, Steph, have you got a new song yet? Let me listen. And it's just the excitement of knowing that, maybe your works and stuff and the things that you spend so much time on actually could end up being something. So yeah, I enjoy every part of the creative process.
Yeah, you sound like a true creative, because sometimes like with my work, I'm like, okay, it's just like the fine details that no one else will notice, but you notice.
I know. And my management that I'm with now, 615, who I'm signed to, so they get me a few gigs. They do a lot of works behind the scenes with me and things. But obviously I do take over all my social media elements. But yeah, they're always like, Steph, I think you do too much sometimes. Just when you've got a track and you've recorded it, you don't need to be like doing all the mixing and the mastering, which is, if you're unaware of what that is, it's obviously just kind of finishing the track, really, isn't it?
The audio,
and all the frequencies, like where you've got to pull out. It gets all far too technical for this session, but it ends, and I just want to do it all. And I think sometimes I do. I'm always like, whoo, let's just chill. I'm a creator, not an engineer warrior. Do you know what I mean?
That's so great to hear. And lastly, do you have any advice or any tips for any young person that's watching and is like inspired by your journey?
Yeah, I'd always just say, I think I've said it all the way throughout this webinar here, just always keep going with whatever goal it might be. I get that sometimes things are harder to do than others, but obviously with social media nowadays, you can post whatever you want online, and it's not all about, it isn't about getting the views, and it isn't about the followers. That was something that I just never, ever, ever expected. And I never expected to be sat here now talking about how many followers I've got. I really didn't. It's all just a bit of fun that ended up just going that way. And obviously with the way of the world right now, I think people nowadays appreciate seeing other creators post funny videos. Do you know what I mean? So it's whatever you want to do, whatever it might be, you've got the tools right now. Most people do, just to go with it, just to strive for whatever it is, and just take any opportunities in schools that you've got, any extracurricular stuff, and listen to your teachers, and just try and just grow yourself, and just follow your dreams. No point doing something in the future that you don't fully enjoy, isn't it?
Yeah, no point in wasting your time. That was great advice. Thank you so much for giving me That was such an exciting session today. And thank you to everyone watching from home or watching in school. I enjoyed today's session. I really did. For your teachers, don't forget to log your printed music data and help creators get paid. And you can access our free, brilliant resources as well over on our website, everycopycounts.co.uk. So our next webinar is 9th of May, and we will be back with another workshop for you. So we hope to see you all then. Have a good day. Bye.